Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Friday night at the Art House Studio. My name is Karen Ellis, and I'm here in the cold in my own lonesome here at my studio in Cambridge. But I have lots of people online talking to me today, so thank you so much for joining me. Um, I am going to be doing a doodle project because I started off 2014 in a doodly kind of mood and started doing some fun stuff. But I am doing a window display, and I wanted to use burlap, and I saw at another store in the States, they had burlap stretch canvases with painted black, like a chalkboard, and some really fun chalkboard style writing for like a message board, like a sandwich board, so to speak. And I loved it. And I'm going to probably do something along that line to highlight what I'm doing inside the studio. Excuse me. But I also wanted to have something that was decorative and not words, because it's a lot of words in the window if I do it that way. So I'm just going to take the doodling and put it on a canvas. So that's what I've got going on here. So this is a stretch burlap canvas. I stretched it myself. I had some stretcher bars here in the studio, and I just painted it with some black gesso. And it is mostly dry. It might be a little bit tricky today because I don't think it's 100% dry, but we're going to go for it. And I'm just going to doodle on here. Now, when my doodle paint's dry, and I am going to doodle in white, I figured it would be really fun if I used the silk from Luminart to color it as well. Just add a little bit of oomph. I like that. Oomph. So I have my silk bin here. The silk's from Luminart because the metallic glaze on top of the black is stunning, stunning. So I would like to do that. Now I am still feeling it a little bit yucky, but we'll kind of go with it. All right. So very fun. Oh my gosh, they're talking about funnel cakes now. Oh my gosh. But anyway, all right. So here's my deal. I have some white Montana pens. All right, Montana paint pens. Acrylic. Which way? Focus. Come on. Focus. That's not boding well. Oh, wait. Water-based acrylic. Anyway, you got the idea. I'm hoping that it'll work on this, but because, again, I stretched it, probably not a good idea. I probably should have stretched it after I was finished painting it. But, you know, it is what it is, and you live and you learn. But I thought I'm going to doodle. So I have, let's try it. And if it doesn't work with the pen, because for one, it's pretty tight canvas, but it's not solid. And because it's wet, we'll just go with it. So here we are. Now when I doodle, I like to do big elements first. So here we go. It's going, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to it's going to look chalkboardy. That's kind of cool, actually. I love circle elements, so I'm just going to get my big circle elements going here. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, yeah, you like my ooh? All right, circle. Now, when I talk about painting, I always talk about balance. I always try to strive for it. Doesn't mean I get it, but I always try to strive for balance in whatever I'm doing. And I like to work on a diagonal typically. So this is why I'm kind of going in this direction. Now, the Montana pens are fantastic. It's actually doing pretty well here, but I'm pushing down on it to try to get into the groove. I think that's what I'm going to start with. And I think I'm going to do with this size pen. We're just doodling. Now, remember I said this black gesso wasn't quite dry. I think that's why I'm getting a little bit of a gray tinge here. But that's all right. We're good. And I want to do, I think I'll do it up here too. Might as well keep the theme going. Now because I did that, I'm going to put a little circle down here. That works. Okay, okay. Did my chat just freeze, or you guys got awfully quiet when I started doing this? Are you there? Because it hasn't moved in like 5 minutes. Hopefully. I'm just going to turn this, restore my social stream, and see what happens. Oh, good. I see you're here. Roll call. Oh, good, 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 good. You were mesmerized by the doodle. Honest to God. You guys are funny. All right, I'm putting the chat back out again so I can follow you. Mesmerized by the doodle. Okay. So I like to do different widths too, so which is really cool. I'm just kind of going. Just gonna go for it. How am I gonna doodle this, girl? You're making hot cocoa. Yoo-hoo! Ha ha ha! I think I'm going to. So nothing perfect. I know you've all doodled. We all do it. But we don't sit on the phone very much anymore, do we? We're all texting and twittering. I still can't believe you girls were saying you had a little Twitter debate. I am so disappointed that I did not get in on that Twitter feed today. Present Mrs. Ellis. Oh heavens. I guess I deserve that. So I'm just going to put some patterns together, really. That's all doodling is, right? And something basic. Remember, this is going in my window. It's got to be pretty big and bold. This is a 16 by 20 canvas. You doodle while watching doodling? Oh, very good. I'm really liking this. This is the fine Montana marker. And I'm liking how it's going over the burlap better. It's more vibrant. So I'm kind of going around what I've already put there, just because it's kind of outlining it for me, making me happier. There we go. I think you guys can see that in the camera screen, right? It's all good. So Miss Tammy, you have to tell me what you've been up to. I saw that you were in Ontario recently. I'm so excited. For those of you who are watching this recording, I have somebody online who I went to high school with, which is very cool. Best laugh. It's like my Betty Rubble laugh, Carrie. Okay. That's probably good there for now. And I'm going to switch this and put it over here. There we go. I think that was a little bit more wet because it turned a little gray. There we go. Okay, so what do I want to do in here? Probably do something similar, but I think thicker line, but I'm going to keep it this pen just because I like the color. And then oh, very good. But you're going to you're going to go home though, right? You're not going to come to Cambridge. You'll have to message me, Pam. God, love circles. And I think I'll mimic this a little bit, but a smaller version down here. Uh-oh. Well, message me later, Tim, okay? You've got skills. You're multitasking skills. Alright, so. Alright. I think I'm going to fill these things in. Make them a little different from the other fleur. That's what we're going to call it. It's probably pretty good. Almost looks like a doily. Yeah, that's what I meant, Tammy, by messaging you later. Okay. I think I'm going to continue with my little circles, but I'm going to do them down here. I'm going to move it this way. And I think I'm going to... I love doing this too. You can make anything. Shirley, you were very kind. You are very, very kind. And I think I like that enough that I'm going to pull it through here. And like, who knew? It's painting on burlap, right? And I might do like a little circle do here. And then whoops, wrong one. Oh well. Not very zen of me. Thank you. Oh dear, Tammy, I'm sorry. I just read what you wrote. Tammy, are you still making your jewelry? Oh my goodness. I think I might pull this off over here. How do I want to do it? Hey, music, what's up? No, do the top one too, then alternating. Alright, we're going out this way again. And we'll go right off the black. And sure, why not? We'll go all the way around. Well, at least all the way around that part. And in here, I will do like a cross hatch. Everybody talking about the weather. I love it. Doo-doo-doo. I love doing stuff like this. I haven't done anything like this in a very, very long time, so it's kind of nice to get back to it. Makes me happy. All right. There's one more here, but I think I don't want to do anything really big. I think I want to do something angular. That works. And then from there, I think I'm going to do some circly do. Circly do. My words, right? It's all good. Circly do. Cannot. All right, kiddo. Tammy, you take care. Thanks so much for logging in. Have a fantastic day. Email me, okay? So happy to see you. All right, guys. I'm kind of liking how this is coming together. Well, I'll post it, Tammy. If you go on my website tomorrow, you'll see it. The arthousestudio.ca. And I'll post it on Facebook too. The Art House Studio has a Facebook page. All right. It's looking cool. Awesome. Exo, back at ya. Hey, Phoebe, I just saw you log in there, kiddo. All right. All right, let me just see this here for a sec. I gotta lift it up. I don't think I want to do any more doodly things. Oh, sorry, I just got this. Ah, focus, focus. Oh, there it goes. Yay. I think maybe I'll do a heart. There's a heart. And maybe I'll do that. I'll mimic that over here just a little bit. And do I do down here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, maybe I will. I know what I'll do. I'm going to do a circle. And then that. And then this one. Did it a little off, but oh well. There we go. That looks good. Take care, music. Have a good one, Dean. Okay. I think I gotta give this a little heat set, just because I am working with a paint marker here. And then I'm going to color this with some silk. There we go. I think this would be fun on its own just with the white, but how colors shall travel. It's kind of like a doily, isn't it? Yeah. Have a good one. Thanks, Kathy. All right. I just love, you'll be seeing different versions of doodles. I might just show you a couple of things I have on the go, because I've got some on some fabric as well. My blog has some that you're going to see probably next week. I colored some with some watercolors, stuff that I was doing on New Year's Day, and that'll be on the blog soon. So good. All right, so love solar gold. So I'm going to get that out because I know that's a really bright silk. What else do I got in here? Definitely doing some key lime on there because that would rock my world. And I think I'll probably get some pretty peridot to be my my different hues for that green. Well, maybe let's start with that for now. Okay. So these are silk. They are from a company called Luminart. Raise your hand if you know what they are. Yay. Clap for me. Jen still bugs me for saying stuff like that. But how else am I going to know you know? Silk, here's the key lime bottle. Silk's acrylic glaze. Come on. And Ray. Come on. Anyway, get it? This is key lime. It is an acrylic glaze, and it has lots of mica and mineral powders in it to make it luminescent. It is a glaze, so it is transparent, like, well, I should say translucent. It's not transparent, but it's translucent. The more layers that you put on it, the more opaque it becomes. Oh, good, first timer. Woohoo! So it's a fantastic thing to use. Now on black, you're going to get all of those deep colors. I did a class called Plastered Luminescence last year where we plastered a canvas. Whoops, sorry guys. Plastered a canvas and then painted it black and used these, and that really comes in and it's just stunning. So the metallic nature of this is so cool. And I really wish you guys could have the full benefit of seeing exactly the color shine through. I'll try to zoom in part because I know that color doesn't show up as well on my camera, but it's worth a go. Let me see if I can put it together. You see the luminescent? Ooh, hold on. You see it luminescent? So I don't want to color the whole thing, and I have to, hopefully it'll focus in here again soon. Focus, yay! Because I don't want to, I just kind of want to tint it. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. But I might change my mind. I might find it warrants it. Hello, Miss Panacci. This is on burlap. Yes, it is. I stretched burlap out over some stretcher bars and then marked off an area, painted it black with black gesso, doodled on it with some white Montana markers, which is an acrylic paint marker, And now I am just going to add some metallic goodness with some silk by Luminar. Ding, ding, ding. This is for a window display in my studio. I'll just show you the back here. So you see the burlap on the side, and then see it's burlap. No problem, Kelly. It's so great to see you on here. Luminescence and texture all in one place. Oh, good, Violet. I'm so glad you are. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to meet new people and have you come and join us here. It's so awesome. Trying to think. Again, I'm going to try to balance the color. So I think perhaps I'll stick with the triangle. But I do want to have the gold balanced. I tend to do that. I tend to take the color and balance it first, and then before I add another color, I'll work one at a time. Then hopefully the result will be a balanced colored piece. So I kind of love to see, if I stopped here, would it be okay? Hopefully that makes some sense to you. So there's one there. So I think I want to do it up here, and I've got triangles up here too. So I think I will just color those in, just the one section of it. You notice too, I talked a little bit about balance when I was doing my doodling. I do have similar, like I have triangle elements, I have circle elements. I'm balancing out the scallop elements. I tend to do that for my pieces. And I think I might just go down here, and although I don't have any triangled elements down there, I think I might color around the heart with the gold. There we go. So that was solar gold. I might come back to it, but right now, that's balanced enough for me, I guess. Alright, I want to add some key lines to this. Alright, key line. This would be a really fun workshop to do. Really fun workshop to get people to try using your stuff on a different medium. Just saying, everybody. Green, where do I want the screen? I got it out for a reason because I wanted to use it. Now I'm wondering, where do I want it? I think I want it on the inside. So I'm going to stick with my yellows and greens. Now I did say that I got some pretty peridot, which is a silk color as well. This is lime green, as I mentioned. The pretty peridot is not quite as bright. It's a different shade of green. And I often pair, I don't always do it with the gold, but when I use a color, you'll see in a minute, I'll put the lighter color down typically, which is me. If you don't have to, you can put a darker color down first. But I usually put the lighter color down and then go in and shade with my darker color. So you don't have to wait for them to dry. They mix beautifully together. It's one of the things I love about silk. So I have, can you guys see that? See? So a nice green layer. And maybe I'll zoom in a bit. Maybe that'll help. Score. Does that help even with the color a little bit? Guys, let me know, okay? So I'm going to pick out the pretty peridot. And I'm just going to go along. This is too similar for you to see it on the with the black underlaying it. But I'll just kind of go along the edge. As I mentioned before, the more layers you put on with the silk, the more opaque they become. So you will see a little bit more of a definitive line. Not sure, can you see that? Might be a little bit too hard with the black right now. But the fact that it's burlap and there's, I can, it's subtle, but I see it from here. Oh, kind of like it. All right, so because I've done that, remember I said I like balance. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to move my canvas so that you can see it. Okay, and I'm going to put some green elements down here. Good. I'm glad the color's good there. All right, so I am going to. I think I'm going to put a couple of green elements. I'm going to put the lime green. Oh, sparkly, luminescent. Through there. And I think I'm going to also do my circles. So I'm not going to worry too much about filling them because I don't mind being messy. The messy colorer. Doesn't have to be perfect in my world. So there's the lime green, and now I'm going to mix it with the darker green and see what I get. Just gonna I might even want a different green altogether because it might be too similar. What are you painting with now? Sorry you had to step away. I'm painting with silk from Luminar. Silk. Oh, I got it to do. There you go. Silk's acrylic glaze. Alright, I'm gonna move this back. Sorry guys. Sending you on a little tour. I do want another green, but I'm thinking the more lime green needs to go over here. So when is this class gonna be taught? Nancy, you're so funny. When do you want to do it? Nancy's my local girl. Alright, so I want to pull it out. I want it down here. So I'm going to color this section in the green. Again, I'm looking for balance. Maybe I'll zoom out so you can see what I mean. Hold on a second. Alright, so here's my painting. It's not quite zoomed out all the way, but I've got a couple of elements now with the green. One at the bottom, one in the top left, and I just want to pull it down over here as well now. So, and I'm just going to paint this one section. My green. There it is. So I think, as I say, I think that'll balance it out a little bit. So, that's in through here. Things aren't perfect in your world either, and you like it that way. Very good. And that's about it. That's where I stopped because the rest isn't full enough. There we go. That works. But I think I've got to do it on the inside now too. It's looking kind of weird. So I'll do it this section. So it'll go all the way around that circle. I need a little bit more water on my brush. I don't want a dry brush this time. I love that picture you're talking about, Robin. Don't get on Robin's case. Phoebe posted it. Oh my goodness. So I hope everybody's staying warm tonight. It's been a quiet day at the studio. This time of year is always a little bit quiet anyway, but when it's frigid outside, people stay indoors. And it has been frigid for us here in Ontario, let me tell you. Alright, I need to pull some more gold out over here too now. But that's okay. Oh, I'm liking how this is turning out, everybody. I'm really liking this. Alright, so I'm going to go over on this side now and add some green. And I think I'm going to mimic what's on the other pattern. So that goes in through here. There we go. So just a reminder, I said I'd mention this while I was recording. I will not be here next Friday. This time next week I will be in California saying goodbye to this weather. And I hope that it is nice in California when we're there this time around. I'm sure it will be. Anything I don't have to like bundle up and wear 1,500 million layers, I am good to go. Remember, this is the one I didn't quite do the pattern the same way, but again, perfection not required. Okay. It's awfully quiet. We didn't have the. We were listening to online music today, so I don't have anything going on in the background. This is making me very happy. Okay, I'm going to get some solar gold going on now. I wish you could too, Kelly. You and Mario. Really bummer. Is bummer a word? Where am I going to put the gold down here? Do I put it? Yeah, I guess I do. Nice. Got a little too much and it dribbles. Good thing it blends. And I think I might need. I have to do a complementary color in here too to make this pop, but that's okay. Now it looks like I have to reapply some white because it did fade a little bit in this area here. Again, I think that it was a little bit wet. Oh, looks like I did the wrong thing. That's okay. I'll do that. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm done with the green and the gold. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for answering Cheryl. The CHA trade show is in Anaheim. All right, so I'm just going to take that pretty peridot because I did it on the others, and just kind of very quickly add a little bit of a tone change. All right, so I've got gold, I've got green. We need a complementary color. What should I use? Black looks awesome with the silks. I can't say it does. It's stunning. It brings out all of the luminescence of it. It really, truly does. Um, persimmon might be nice. Persimmon, close to Mickey. Yeah, very close to Mickey, actually. You're not kidding. It's like right across the street from my hotel. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing? Purple would be nice. I don't think purple would be bright enough for my window. I think it might be a different tone. I think I needed to have something a little bit brighter. So I'm going to go in with this. And I'm going to paint the, I didn't want like in your face red in the sense of like a fire engine red. Like in your face. Good lord. So this persimmon, this is one of their new colors. Quite like it. I quite like it. It came out new in, I think it was September. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, and I'm going to do some in the center. So this little, now again, I'm not worrying about coloring the whole thing in. I just want it to look like it's red. I just want like a little messy. You see that? Oh, congratulations, Charlie. All right, and then I'm going to do the heart that color too, funny enough. And I think I'm going to do, ooh, yep, better continue on with this. I'm just kind of mimicking what I've already done. I'm just trying to hopefully keeping the balance there. But it looks like a doodle, but it looks like a composed doodle. There's the name of the class right there. Composed Doodles with Karen Ellis. You will actually see a couple of classes because, as I said, I'll show you. I will tease you with some things that I'm doing. Oh, just going to go around the center of that. And maybe I'll do the center of this one just a little bit. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? I like that little red line. I think I might make sure there's more paint on my brush and be more deliberate with that line. There we go. And I think I should do the same line on the inside over here. And on this one. Because if I'm going to do it, I better do it. Balance it out. And I'm going to make those dots in the red. Dot, dot, dotty dot. Alright. I'm going to zoom this out. I think I might take the tape off of it so that I can see my composition and see if I can hold on, I want to zoom out. Okay, so here we are. In all its metallic wonder, I already know that I'm going to do that line a little bit more prominent. So hold on before I take my tape off. I'm going to put that on, or else I could run into a little bit of trouble. There we go. All right. Let's see if I kept that line going. Looking good. Look, 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 look. Yay! Now I used gaffer tape for this, the cotton tape. I didn't think the painter's tape would really grab, but it should. Look at that. Hold on, I can't read what you're saying because I've got the zoom control in the way. So yeah, I think that's pretty fun. I think what I will probably do is take my black pearl pen, because I love finishing things, as well, you guys know that. This is just my black pearl pen from Viva Claire. It's also a Splash of Color product. Splash of Color is a company that Luminart now distributes their products with. And I'm just going to run a beaded three-dimensional line all the way around the edge. Of this painting, just to finish it off, give it a more polished look. At least that's the goal. Which would really come into handy if you did have any seepage, as the word would. You could cover it up a little bit. I'm kind of glad I didn't have any seepage. Seepage is not a good thing. Oh, for those people who are listening to that end of the conversation. All right, but the pearl pen it's a 3B pen, so it is a little bit raised, so it gives a nice, almost like a piped edge. You'll notice I'm trying to do as much as I can in one line. So I've got like a steady squeeze on the pen so that the same amount is coming out of it. Because if you could do purling with this too, like get little dots and stuff. But I don't want to do that. I want it to be the same thickness all the way through. And I did right there except for that little corner. There we go. Awesome. Ta-da! It's okay, Phoebe. I was just reading what you were writing. What kind of tape did I use? It's called gaffer tape. Gaffer tape is used by gaffers in the movie industry. If you ever look at the credits, you'll see like gaffer. It's a quick tape, easy to tear, but it's cotton. So I like it because you can stamp on it and color it and do all kinds of fun stuff, but it's also, I find, really good on fabric. So I like it. Love the black pearl edging. Awesome. See, it's going to do a nice little edge. So I think I'm going to let this dry. I might go in a couple of areas and highlight with the white again. And again, I was using the Montana markers. Because there's a couple of spots that could probably use a little touching up. But I want to make sure that everything else is dry before I do that, or else I'm just going to move the color around, and that's no good either. So there you have it. I think this is a kind of a fun little doodled burlap canvas. I think it'll be fun hanging in my window. Once I learn how to create this here. How's that? Yeah, gaffer tape's fun to play with, Eileen. I totally agree with you. Well, I sell it here at the studio, Cheryl. Cheryl wrote, "Wow, I want some." I have some here at the studio. But anyway, so there we go. So that is my broadcast for tonight. I'm so excited to to have part one of my window display done. But it's cool. I like it. Yeah, it's fun. Nice combination of the doodle and the canvas paint, right? I think that's neat. Um, as I say, I want to do a couple more of these to hang in my window. Uh, some of them are going to have like words on them, but this one I just wanted something pretty. So there you go. Awesome! You learned some cool stuff. Wonderful, Dana. I'm so happy about that. Cool inspiration. Thank you, Deb. I really appreciate that. So I will post this along with the recording of this video on my website, thearthousestudio.ca, and I'll also upload it to my YouTube channel. And we'll post it on Facebook too. Have a fantastic weekend, and you look. Kelly says she'll look forward to seeing it in my window. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. As I say, I will be at CHA, which is the Craft and Hobby Association's trade show in Anaheim next week. Jen will be here. The studio will be open. But I won't be broadcasting, but you will see posts from me from my adventures in California. So it'll be good. You can see that on our Facebook page, the Art House Studio Facebook page, and also on our blog. Okay? I will have a safe trip. Thank you so much, Eileen. I appreciate it. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.